You're doing a mundane chore, like folding the laundry, minding your own business, when you suddenly spot it out of the corner of your eye, a spider. Instantly, your body locks up, your muscles freeze, and an ancient alarm bell goes off in your head. Most of us feel a healthy caution around creepy crawlies, but for millions of people, that hesitation spirals into intense physical distress. A true phobia triggers a rapid heartbeat, sudden sweating, and an overwhelming, desperate urge to flee the room entirely. This global map shows the statistical reality of that intense reaction. Arachnophobia is incredibly common, affecting roughly 5 to 10% of the entire human population. Curious, which raises a fascinating question. Why does a harmless creature the size of a coin trigger a massive survival response designed for dodging predators? Is this terror something we pick up from our environment, or is it hardwired into our brains at birth? Diagnosing whether this outsized panic is a product of our ancient genetics or our modern upbringing is the critical first step to reclaiming control over our own minds. To trace the root of this fear, neuroscientists from the University of Vienna and the Max Planck Institute looked at subjects who hadn't yet been influenced by society, 6-month-old infants. The researchers measured the infants' physical reactions to various images. When the babies looked at pictures of flowers, they stayed calm, but when shown images of spiders and coiled snakes, their pupils significantly dilated, a reliable, involuntary biological signal that they were experiencing stress. This timeline illustrates our evolutionary history, stretching back over 60 million years. For almost all of that time, our human ancestors coexisted alongside venomous arachnids. Over millions of generations, identifying these specific threats quickly became a necessary survival trait, embedding threat detection directly into our nervous systems. You can easily see the limits of this hardwiring by looking at modern hazards. Babies do not exhibit any innate fear of electrical sockets or sharp knives, simply because those dangers haven't existed long enough for our evolution to catch up. That initial jolt of terror you feel upon seeing a spider is not a personal psychological weakness. It is a deeply embedded evolutionary survival tool functioning exactly as it was designed to. But possessing the biological seed of fear is not the same thing as suffering from a debilitating phobia. While the hesitation is innate, the extreme panic is often socially cultivated during childhood. When a child sees a parent recoil in terror from a spider or watches media portraying them as monsters, their brain's threat center, the amygdala, becomes hyperstimulated. They absorb the panic around them, amplifying a healthy evolutionary hesitation into a paralyzing anxiety disorder. Fortunately, psychology has developed countermeasures. Cognitive behavioral therapy, combined with exposure therapy, works to progressively desensitize the brain. By safely confronting the fear in small, manageable doses, patients train their nervous system to stand down. Modern researchers are refining this process even further by utilizing artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Rather than using live insects, they generate digital spiders tailored to target the specific anxieties of each patient. This radar chart demonstrates how algorithmic programs track a patient's stress levels in real time. If the patient becomes too anxious, the program uses sliders to adjust specific visual attributes of the spider, dialing back its hairiness, its size, or its movement speed, to ensure the exposure stays within an optimal, manageable therapeutic zone. By actively controlling and scaling our exposure to our deepest fears, modern science provides us with a clear roadmap to actively overwrite millions of years of genetic programming. We know this rewiring works because we can physically measure the results. In a landmark clinical study conducted at Northwestern University, researchers used brain imaging to measure the physical effects of a single 2-hour exposure therapy session. These fMRI medical scans display the neural activity of patients suffering from arachnophobia. After just 2 hours of therapy, the heat maps provided biological proof of a cure, showing that the hyperactive fear centers in the patient's brains had physically quieted down. The practical results were just as striking. Patients who previously experienced intense anxiety just looking at a spider were now able to hold a live tarantula in their bare hands. To prevent phobias from taking root in the first place, psychologists at Cincinnati Children's Hospital emphasize that parents must model calm behavior during insect encounters. By remaining steady and teaching positive self-talk, parents can protect their children from developing irrational phobias. So, the next time you're doing laundry and an unexpected visitor drops in, you don't have to flee. You can grab a glass, calmly slide a piece of paper underneath it, and safely release the spider outside. Fear is deeply woven into our nature, built to keep us safe in a dangerous world. But with a little understanding and a touch of courage, we have the ability to break free from the web of our ancient programming.